America's enemies must never know our plans or believe they can wait us out. I will not say when we are going to attack, but attack we will.
In a major policy reversal, President Trump selling the nation on why American troops must stay in Afghanistan and fight to win. It is the longest war in history, 16 years now. And Christy Etheridge joins me now. Christy, this new plan calls for thousands of more troops to be sent to Afghanistan, but the president was not specific about the number last night.
No, and that was intentional, actually. That was part of his plan, is not to talk about the numbers. But what we're hearing is as many as 4,000 more troops could be sent overseas. And that's in addition to the 8,400 that are already there. So last night, the president, in his speech, said even though his instinct was to pull out of the country, leaving Afghanistan would just create a vacuum for the terrorists to grow. He says America is going to fight in every way possible: diplomatic, economic, and military power. He said America is not in the business of building nations. It's about killing terrorists and stopping the attacks before they happen.
From now on, victory will have a clear definition: attacking our enemies, obliterating ISIS, crushing al-Qaeda, preventing the Taliban from taking over Afghanistan, and stopping mass terror attacks against America before they emerge.
Now, here's the major difference. According to President Trump, he says going forward, we're not going to announce any plans or dates for our military action. He says they won't talk about numbers of troops or when we begin to plan to begin or end a certain strategy, because they don't want the enemy to know our plan. Instead, they'll act based on what's happening on the ground in Afghanistan and let those people decide.
One of the headlines coming out of his speech this morning, I know a lot of the political pundits are focused on this, is his mention of Pakistan and the new role of India. Can you explain more on that?
Yes, absolutely. Those were the two biggest threats, they say right now, because they are nuclear threats. And not only that, Pakistan has helped us in the past, but he says it's not fair for us to continue paying them when they're harboring the same criminals we are trying to kill. So he says the safe havens in Pakistan have to go, and funding them is going to stop immediately.
And that's where India comes in.
And that's where India comes in
as well. To help with this effort in Afghanistan.
Yes, and
possibly.
Yes, possibly. And he says our allies are going to help pay for this war. So we will not have a blank check or unlimited patience. So he's going to press hard on some of those countries.
All right, a lot of headlines coming out of that speech last night. We know the president is in Phoenix today, so we'll have more on that as the day progresses. We also want to get to the reaction from our Republican senators right here in Georgia. David Perdue releasing this statement after the president's address, saying this is welcome news for our troops, our Afghan partners, and our allies working hard to eradicate terrorism and create stability. And Senator Johnny Isakson also supporting the president's strategy, saying that it protects our homeland and prevents Afghanistan from once again becoming a haven for terrorists to plot attacks against the United States. And this morning, we want to know, do you think the president should send more U.S. troops to Afghanistan? You can vote in our live poll on our Facebook page right now. So far, 79% of you are saying no.